Everyone, it's Kirei here for Hit Kit Club, and I am using the fabulous December kits. My focus for this layout was the triangle tree metal die, the layered words stencil and die set, and I've also brought in the colour kit, the Distress Embossing Glazes in those fabulous colours. So I have pulled out a pattern paper from the main kit. It's called Bundle Up. I love this paper and I was really wanting to use it. So yeah, worked out perfectly for photos that I've got for this layout. So I've just cut a strip that's going to go at the top of my background. And then I'm using the cardstock kit, and I've used it's vanilla, I'm sure it's vanilla, paper as my background. So that's not actually white cardstock, it's the vanilla paper from the cardstock kit. I have 7 photos that I wanted to add to this layout to tell my sort of story. I'd gone into London to see the Christmas lights and with my friends Wendy and Morag, and this was Fortnum and Mason. It's the very famous store in the heart of London near Piccadilly, and yeah, it just has the most amazing, beautiful foods, so biscuits and teas and yeah, jams and everything like that, but has really lovely Christmas decorations and tea sets, and yeah, it's fabulous. And you can go for afternoon tea there, and I can assure you it is really lovely. So it's particularly fabulous at Christmas. They do the most amazing lights outside, and it's beautifully decorated inside. So I had quite a few photos, and I just wanted to get them onto one layout to sort of tell my story. So yeah, so 7 small photos. Now, what I'm doing here is I am using the embossing glaze in picked raspberry, and I'm just basically embossing a large area of cardstock, and I'm going to do the same with the other 2, the fossilized amber, which is the yellow, and the tumble glass, which is the blue. Because I'm going to cut my triangle tree dies from these. Now, I love embossing. I haven't done it for so long, but I just love the magic of when it starts to sort of melt, and you'll start to see it now. Here you go. You can see where it's just changing. Oops, I did actually just catch the paper there, which is why there's 2 white marks in it. But you can see how that's just moving, and basically it's just melting the glaze now onto the paper. Yeah, so it's almost like magic. Anyway, and then it has that sort of nice glossy feel to it. So yeah, I'm doing that for each of the 3 colours that I picked out. So there we go, all done. And then I can cut using the fabulous tree dies there, which I'll do in a moment. And then I've also brought in the layered words. It's got the stencil and the die. Now, it's really clever because it's a layered stencil. So basically, you start with one. You pick a colour, you go over it with your colour, and then you go over it with the second stencil. So what you can see there, I just marked where there's like little triangles in each corner, just so that when you layer it up, you get it obviously over in the right spot. So I'm just picking out the 3 inks. They actually match the embossing glazes, so I was quite lucky that I had them. And then but any inks would be fine, to be fair. So I'm going over each one, and then it creates all of the words for you, which is great. So I don't use all of the words on this layout. Ultimately, I think I picked out 3 of them, but I think I use 1 or couple on my next layout. So yeah, so it was easy to do. So there we go. So now finishing off with the last one, so you can see love, cheer, happy, sparkle, holidays, and new year. So yeah, so it's really lovely. You could obviously go with all sorts of different colors. I mean, and some of the words work for any time of the year as well, so not just sort of the festive season. So yeah, really versatile. Okay, so tree dies all cut, as you can see, and there is my cut out words. So I can start to get this stuck down. So I'll just get the pattern paper stuck down flat to the background, and then I can get my photos done. So my photos are mounted on a piece of the pink pattern paper from the cardstock kit. It's called Cupid, and I'm just adding foam pads to the top, and then I'll stick them flat at the bottom edge. Gives me just that little bit of dimension, but allows me to get embellishments around that bottom edge over the top. So I've got my trees. I decided I was just going to have a sort of a row up the top left, and then I just bring in 3 down on the bottom right just to balance it. So then I thought with the trees over the pattern paper, I felt like I needed just something there. So to break it up a little bit. So I've just got some vellum from my stash, and I'm going to back all of the trees with the vellum. And then that just gives me that sort of, it allows the trees to pop a little more because they feel a little bit more blended into the background at the moment when you look at them. Yeah, it just allows them to pop a bit more against that nice knitted background paper. So yeah, so I'll get all of that done. I won't do it all on camera because I've got quite a few to back, obviously. But yeah, now, if you are new to Hip Kit Clubs and you're not a subscriber, I have a 10% discount code that you can use, and you'll find it in the video description below. Yeah, so it's a great way to try the kits if you haven't already. So yeah, so all the details in the video description below. So there we go. Trees are now all backed. You can see now how they pop a little more against that background paper at the top there. And then I'm going to get them all stuck down. So I'm just adding a bit of glue to the bottom, and I started to get them stuck down, and then I was like, I actually don't want them to be completely flat. So I do go back in at the top, and I just add a little foam pad under the top point of each tree, because I didn't want, as I say, I tend to not stick anything flat. I always like to have a little bit of dimension on my layout. So here you go. I'm just starting to do that there. So I'll do that for all of them. And then here we go, all done, all nice and stuck down. And then I can bring in my words. So I'm going to use happy, sparkle, and cheer. And then I'm going to back these with foam pads. So I get, again, that dimension with them, and they'll sit up nicely against the trees at the top and the bottom. And then the sparkle is going to be part of my final title. So here we go. I think they're done now. Yep, all backed and ready to go. And then I've brought in the lots of snowflakes from the ephemera set, which is in the Embellishment Kit. Here's my word, winter, which is from the foam stickers from the main kit. And then I can start to get everything stuck down. What you'll see is I've curved up the edges of all the snowflakes, a bit like I would do with a flower or leaves. But again, for the very same reason that I like to get that that level of dimension into it. So yeah, just getting those stuck down. And then I can get my title in. Here we go. I am going to get it straight away. And then I get the winter in using my T-square just so I get it straight. I could not possibly have a wonky title. And then I can build up the embellishments around the title now. I know where that's going to sit. So here we go, just fiddling around, deciding where it's going to go. And there. Okay, so the tree dies are fabulous, and I know there's been lots of lovely examples by the rest of the design team using the tree dies. There are other ways to use them. You could use them to create like a star effect and bring all the triangles together, so don't just totally use them as a tree. But yeah, at the moment I was still sort of trying to get some Christmas photos scrapped, so actually they worked perfectly for me right now as a tree. But yeah, they can be used for something, something different as well. So you'll look beyond, I guess, what they are down as. They are triangle trees, but they could be stars. They could be you could create a pattern background with them. So yeah. Okay, so I'm now brought in these layered cardstock and foil stickers. They're in the embellishment kit. And I've just got some of the silver snowflakes. I just wanted to add a bit of sparkle. So I've got those stuck down as well. And then I have the puffy stickers from the embellishment kit, just fiddling around here, trying to decide where they're going to go. I've just got little snowflake and like star type round stickers there, just adding a few of those into the my embellishment clusters. And then I think, I do add a few little trees as well. I'm sure I'll do that in a moment when I finally decide where those round ones are going. That was a wreath. I didn't use that. But yeah, I've got a couple of little trees. I'm just going to add to the top there as well. And then I think that's all of the puffy stickers. So we're nearly there. What's next? Journaling, of course. I always add my journaling to a layout. I never do a layout and not add journaling. I always want to have something down there to remind me of what it was, what my photos are about. I'm just documenting it, but also most importantly, getting the date on them. Times I've forgotten to put a date on layout, which I did a lot, ages ago, a long time ago. Tended to not always get a date on there, and then when you're trying to file them, you're trying to remember what year it's for. So yeah, that's what is really important. I always get some journaling down and my date. Now I'm bringing in these rub-ons, and I love these silver rub-ons. They're really pretty, really sparkly, and they go on beautifully. So I'm just again bringing in some of the snowflake rub-ons and just fiddling around deciding where they're going to go, but they go on super, super easily. And as I say, they're very sparkly. So top tip with them, when you rub them down, here we go, like this, and then you lift off that top layer. I just found that rubbing over them with my finger, like I did there, very quickly, lifts off some of the silver that is around the edge of it. And there we go, final layout. And here are the close-ups. I hope you've enjoyed watching my process video, and thank you so much for joining me again. And I'll see you again in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.